Hey guys, so welcome back to a special edition of Vlogmas. It's Vlogmas part 6, and today I'm going to be talking about my favourite thing, food. So it's been a little while since I filmed my last what I eat in a day video. I'll leave that linked up here for you guys if you want to go and check it out. Today I thought we would do something a little bit ambitious and tackle an entire week's worth of what I eat in a day. So I'm gonna do something that I have done before, but not to this extent, and I'm gonna do some meal prep today. I think meal prep is the easiest way to go about getting yourself fed. I like to cook, but not every single day. I don't always find the time for it, and sometimes you just wanna get home, pull something out of the fridge and eat it. So I feel like spending a little bit more time at the beginning of the week or on a weekend making everything and then having it all ready to go at the end of each day is super helpful, and it's something that really fits in well with my routine. So usually I'll just make one meal, split it up into different portions and just chuck it in the fridge. Today I'm gonna try and make a whole week's worth. So that's breakfast, lunch and dinner. As a challenge to myself more than anything. Would have been better had I done this on Monday, but here we are today on Wednesday. I am also gonna talk a little bit about my exercise and running routine. I think I might slot that in at the end of this video for you guys that were interested. And obviously everything that I'm going to be making today and everything that I usually make at home is going to be vegan, or I guess plant-based is a better way to say it, because that's the kind of food that I like to eat at home. I have just actually done a shop. I've just done a grocery shop, so I'm going to show you what I bought and the kind of stuff that I usually pick up every week when I do my normal food shop, just so you get an idea of the kind of things that I buy. And then it is breakfast time. So I've just unpacked all my shopping, ready for the week and ready to prep some meals. So before I put everything away, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I picked up. So this is a very standard kind of weekly shop for me. I always stock up on almond milk. This is my favourite almond milk. It's from Rude Health. This to me is just by far the best tasting almond milk. It's almost kind of sweet, but it's got no artificial flavours in it. It's just literally pure almonds and water pretty much. So I always make sure I have a stack of those because I do get through them quite a bit. I've got some tofu here, which isn't something that I cook with too often, but it's always good to have. Lots of vegetables. I've got kale here, I've got some parsley, green chilies, mushrooms, which are just my favourite. Anybody that doesn't like mushrooms. How can you not like them? They're so good. Some fruit here. I've got raspberries, bananas, apples. I really like snacking on these. They're pink lady apples. They just taste really sweet and really good. I've got some butternut squash, which I'm going to be making with dinner. Sweet potatoes, always such an essential to have sweet potatoes hanging about. Some tomatoes, cucumber, hummus, avocado, of course, I am a millennial. This is a really important one as well. This is my favorite vegan and gluten-free bread. Most bread is made without dairy, but not all bread is gluten-free. I just find this sits so much better in my stomach. It's a really tasty one as well, because if you guys do eat gluten-free bread, you probably know that they're not all that good. But this one is from a brand called Be Free, which do quite a few bits. They do wraps, they do pittas, lots of different breaded items, and they all taste really good. So that's just the brown seeded loaf there. I've also got limes, I've got peppers, radishes, and some romaine lettuce. And then over here is kind of like my store cupboard essentials. So I always pick up lots of black beans. I really like black beans. Chickpeas as well, of course, are always an essential in most things that I cook. I've got some quinoa here, and some oats, some dried cranberries, which I'm actually going to use with the oats to make some breakfast in a second, alongside chia seeds. I've got brown rice here, and then chopped tomatoes, again another massive essential. Kidney beans, and then some green lentils, because I do like to try and eat a lot of lentils and pulses and things like that. And some coconut milk, also very important. Chocolate. This is my favorite chocolate this Lent, 70%, so good. Breakfast is actually one of my favorite meals of the day. I really enjoy having breakfast, and because it's autumn now and it's very wintry and cold in the mornings, I do like to have something warm. So one of my go-to, just super quick and easy to make breakfast is oatmeal. It's super filling and really nice and warming as well. So I kind of have a bit of a spin on just regular oats. I sort of add a few extras in with them. And I kind of pre-make this every week. There's enough for I think about 7 days in here. There's a cup and a half of normal oats in here, and then half a cup of quinoa as well, and it just makes it so much more filling that way. I've also got half a cup of dried fruit in here. I actually went for cranberries. I really like the taste of dried cranberries. And then a quarter cup of chia seeds, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then a quarter teaspoon of salt. And then every morning I just make this up with some almond milk. It's really quick to do. And I'll usually pop on top some berries. I probably go for raspberries most of the time. And then some seeds and things like that. And if I'm feeling particularly sweet toothed, I'll pop on a little bit of maple syrup, or sometimes I'll go for some nut butter as well. And that is definitely one of my favorite breakfasts to have. And it's so quick and so simple. I'm gonna cook lunch first and then do dinner. I might be being a little bit over ambitious because I'm gonna attempt to do 2 different lunches. Have the ingredients for both laid out here. The first one is gonna be some falafels. I'm gonna make some chickpea falafels and pop them in with some salad. And then the second is sweet potatoes roasted with some kale and black beans. This is actually one of my favorite meals. It tastes really, really good. I'm gonna start with the falafels first because I need to pop all these into the food processor. But before I do that, I'm just gonna chop up these sweet potatoes, cover them in a little bit of oil and some paprika, some smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna pop those in the oven for 20 minutes to roast. So for the falafels, I'm just gonna chuck everything into the food processor. I've got a tin of chickpeas here. Always remember to keep your chickpea water when you drain them, because you can actually make vegan meringues and all sorts of other things out of it. So on top of that, I'm gonna add about a handful of chopped parsley, around about a quarter of a red onion chopped up as well, some garlic and some lemon juice. So add in some salt and drizzle in some olive oil on top of that as well, and then just blend everything together until you get a nice ground up consistency. So you should be able to make about 6 falafels out of this mixture, depending on how generous you are with their size, if you make them big or small. I have 6 here. Some of them are definitely more beautiful than others, but I'm sure they're all going to be just as tasty. So I'm going to add all of these into a pan with some olive oil and just fry them up until they're nice and golden brown and crispy on the outside, which usually takes about 3 minutes, 3 or 5 minutes either side, but just keep flipping them until they look nice and even all the way around. Not to forget the most essential item for meal prep: something to put everything in. I just have these clear plastic containers. These are from Sainsbury's. So that is meal number 1 done. I've got 2 portions of this now for lunch. I've got some romaine lettuce in there, some radishes, some cucumber, and I just chopped all those up and tossed it together with some tahini and a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Popped in some tomatoes, and yeah, these falafels actually smell really, really good. So while I've been making the falafels, these have been baking. They're all nice and crispy and brown now. So I'm going to saute off the kale now in a pan, just with some water and the garlic. And then I'm going to throw in the black beans once that's cooked down, with a little bit of onion salt. This makes it taste really good, and some smoked paprika as well, which is also what I put on the sweet potatoes. So that is lunch number 2 done. I've got the sweet potato in here, the kale and black beans, and I've just put a little dollop of hummus in each one with some smoked paprika on the top of it. So the third meal that I'm going to make is actually going to just be a big batch of something that I can have every night of the week for dinner. And I'm going to make a Deliciously Ella recipe. This is her Sri Lankan curry, which I have made before. It's a little bit more complicated than I would usually go for recipes. I like things to be quite simple usually, but it did taste so good. So I've got a butternut squash here, sweet potato, 2 red peppers, an onion, 2 red chilies, half a lime, some spinach, and then lots of different spices. I've got cinnamon here, mild chili powder because I can't handle spicy, mustard seeds, turmeric, cumin seeds, cinnamon and curry powder, and then a little bit of coconut milk and some maple syrup. It's a kind of sweet curry, especially with the coconut milk in it. It makes it really creamy. I've also put on some brown rice here, which is about 4 or 5 portions, quite a bit, but this is going to last me a week as well. Curry done. That is the last meal to add to my giant, basically a lunch box every day of food. So the curry, I've ended up with 4 portions, which I think is good. I maybe made a bit too much rice, but then I love brown rice. Although it has a lot of ingredients, it was really, really simple to make. I just chopped up the sweet potato and butternut squash and roasted them with some coconut oil, turmeric, some cinnamon, chili powder, and some curry powder. They went in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then I heated up some more coconut oil in a big pan, popped in the mustard seeds and the cumin seeds, and then I just chopped up an onion, some garlic, and a few green chilies, and cooked those all in together for about 5 more minutes. Then I added coconut milk and about a tablespoon or so of maple syrup, cooked that down for another 15 minutes, and then added in all the roasted squash and sweet potato and some peppers as well, some red peppers that I just sliced up. Last thing was the spinach, just chuck that in and let it all wilt down, and that is my dinner for the next 4 nights. I'm really looking forward to this. It smells so good. So let's talk running. I have been running since June, so it's actually been 6 months now. That's quite a good time to update you guys on how I'm doing. I still would not call myself a runner. I'm just someone that tries and enjoys it. And I actually can say now that yes, I do enjoy exercise, which is something that I never would have thought would be coming out of my mouth. But to me, running is less exercise and more something for me. I just really enjoy those like 20 minutes, half an hour that I'm outside running around, nothing really going through my mind. I find it very therapeutic, and I'm definitely not alone in that. I think running is such a mental thing as well as a physical activity. So as I have spoken about before, I am a child of Couch to 5K. This is how I got started, and I think running can seem quite a daunting thing to just begin when you have no idea and you've never done it before, and this helped me so much. This is just an app that's, I think, run by the NHS, and it gives you guided runs, so you have someone talking you the whole way through it, and it splits the runs up. So you start with something so simple, which is, I think, running for a minute and then walking for a minute and a half and repeating that for 15 minutes. So you're not just going straight in to a flat out half an hour run, and it kind of builds itself up very gradually. So without realizing, you actually gain so much fitness and stamina and the ability to just run. I remember when I did the first flat out run, which is I think a 20-minute run without breaks, and it was difficult for sure, but I was shocked that I actually could even do that my body could do that. And for me, over time, it's more become a mental thing. So it's not that my body can't run for that distance and that amount of time, it's more just keeping my head in the right zone to be able to carry on. So that's what I'm kind of working on now. Some of you guys in the last video had some great suggestions in terms of what to listen to. Podcasts were a really popular suggestion, which I always thought would be too slow to run to, but actually they engage your mind in something and you kind of just forget what you're doing. So I find time goes quite fast when I listen to a podcast. I do always have my favorites music-wise to listen to though, and probably the one thing that I run to the most is the Greatest Showman soundtrack. Don't knock it until you've tried it, because that gets me just pounding the pavement. You know, screaming, "This is me," as I'm running down the street, people looking at me terrified. But it works, and that's actually another thing that I've learned to kind of overcome, is just to not care what you look like, who's around you, how loud you may be. I literally feel like Phoebe and Friends, just flailing around and not caring. It's helped me to kind of shed some inhibitions and stop caring so much about other people or what they think. A couple of things that are kind of new to my running routine that I have introduced recently are ways of tracking my runs. So before, I was just kind of listening to the Couch to 5K and running around and then coming back and then doing it all over again. But I've started using a tracking app at the same time. Now I've got so many things going all at once on my phone. But I've also got myself a Fitbit now. I was incredibly kindly sent this. It's a Fitbit Versa, which is kind of like a smartwatch type thing. Fitbit sent this to me and I cannot thank them enough because it's come in so handy. This actually tracks while you're running and also tracks your heart rate. You can do all sorts of exercises with this and log it, and it goes into the Fitbit app, which is actually really handy. Also tracks your sleep too, which I find really interesting because I sleep so terribly. So I use that in conjunction with a running app called Strava. This I find so incredibly interesting. It tracks your distance, your pace, your time. It also gives you achievements, so if you've done a mile, your fastest mile, and it shows you your route too, and there's so many other different things that you can do with this. I really like this because although I'm not a runner really, and I don't know what a good pace is, I can compare my pace from the previous run and the next run, see my distance, how far I got, the time that I did it in, and I just find it really good to look back on and see the progress that I've made. So there are so many different running apps. That's just the one that I use, and I find it really, really helpful. So I'm still very much just the run around the block kind of person. I've yet to actually take part in any kind of organized run, but I do really want to build up to do a park run. So if you guys haven't heard about park run, they do them all across the country, I think, and they're just any levels, any age, any pace kind of run. So you can walk it if you want, you can do a full out 5K, and it's just a really good way to start out, I think, in doing something with people. I'm not gonna be running any marathons anytime soon, but you never know, one day. So that's the next goal that I wanna set myself, is to do a park run. So that is my running update. I hope that was helpful for you guys. And that is my what I eat in a week as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll try and keep doing these on a more regular basis just to update you. And if any of you out there are starting on a plant-based journey, a vegan journey, a running journey, I really love reading your stories. So please let me know what you're doing, how far in you are, and what helps you the most in tackling all those things. I think that would be a really great little thread to have in the comment section. So that is it for me today, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.